What's going on, everybody? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to remove the bumper off of my 2003 Honda Santa Fe and some other things. I'm having an electrical issue. It's all because of my fault. Let's start with that. It's not just, something the car has. It was my fault, and I will admit it. I took off the O2 sensor. So, about the car. Let's just give you the backstory about the car. 2003 Honda Santa Fe 2.4 liter, 4-cylinder, 2-wheel drive. And when I bought the car in an auction. The car ran and drove when I got it. I ended up finding out, like, immediately after purchasing the car, that it has a clogged catalytic converter here or underneath somewhere. And yeah, so what I did to figure that out, right there, that little hole, I took out an O2 sensor just so I can have a little more of a breathing going on into my exhaust, like, because it's clogged. So I just want to take this out right here, so if there's any back pressure or any pressure building up inside from, let's say, here back that way, it would all come out right here, which it did. But it's pointing right there, and it completely, like, the heat coming straight out of the exhaust here melted there, which also melted the wiring harness, which is, like, literally, it goes here, it goes all the way around, loops under, and it's like right here somewhere under there. Also, I forgot to say, but when I got the car, the way I found out that the cat had the problem was with taking that off, and the car wouldn't let me go faster than, I would say, 5 or 6 miles an hour. That was just it. It wouldn't let me go any faster than 5 or 6 miles an hour. So I took that off, and it got me up to about 40 miles an hour. The O2 sensor. I took it off, and it got me up to about 42 miles an hour ish. And yeah, just trying to get it home. I figured that was going to solve the problem, but it really caused another problem, which is the melted wiring harness. Which, as I was driving, the car literally completely shut off. Like, it just died. What happened is the wiring that melted also connects and controls a lot of my ECM and ECU parts, and one of the parts that main parts it controls was my fuel pump. So I have no fuel pressure at all, and it's not sending fuel into the engine. And I found that out because I went and I changed. I came underneath, because underneath here is where you can actually get access to the fuel pump. You don't want to take this out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts, screws, Phillips screws. Take those out, and then there's a plate underneath it right here, underneath this carpet. Once you lift the carpet, you'll see the plate. Take out those 4 screws, and then there's, I think, like 6 8mm bolts to hold the actual fuel pump plate. The plate, it takes out like 6, I believe, 6 to 7 8mm bolts. You take that out, you can pretty much pull your whole fuel pump assembly straight up out. And I did that. I changed the pump, I put a brand new one on, and I still had the same problem. There was no pressure in the system for fuel going to the engine, which in turn some type of electrical issue. And after going through checking all of my wires, all of them, like, literally, I started from here and I just followed all of my harnesses and found out where they go. So I pretty much know where all these go now, thanks to this problem, which is kind of a good thing. I learned a little something new about the Santa Fe's, but hey, it's a problem I have to fix. So that is where I am now, and trying to fix the electrical. And then after I fix the electrical problem that I caused, I have to go through and I'm probably just gonna gut out the cat for now, just to see if it's like gonna run and drive perfectly, and then I'll order a new catalytic converter, and yeah, hopefully have a good car after that. But previous owner, the car only has 122,000 miles, but the previous owner, I can tell, changed the flex pipes and a few other things. But I believe it's this here, right here, that is clogged up. That's just my belief. It could be this one, or it could be anywhere. Who knows? But I believe it's there. And yeah. So to take off the bumper, doing a lot of talking, sorry about that, but to take off the bumper, you're going to need to take off these clamps, little plastic safety clamps, pretty much. They screw in and they pop out. Screw in, pop it out. Screw in, pop it out. You got to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here up top. Down below you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the front, and 2 on the sides. 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2, and then the bumper should slide right out. Which will give me access to my wiring harness, hopefully. Yeah, so see you guys in a minute once I take this bumper off, and we'll go from there. I'm taking off the bumper, I realized there are some extra screws, and they are right here. One right there, on the other side, and here. So it's about right here on the fender bumper area, and about the same right here, I believe. Yep, right there. There it is. So take those out. These are those clamps I was telling you about. You screw in, they open up pretty much, and make it so that the bumper don't come off. And you take the little screw out, pretty much makes it so it can close, and there you go. Little snap clamps. These, let's see. These are the other bolts I was telling you about. They're 10 mils, and there's 5 of those, and 4 Phillips screws. The 2 on the end. You know, these 2 and those 2 are Phillips. Right now, I have the bumper off. I had to take off the upper radiator support, the 2 bolts here, and take off. There's some extra bolts around here. I took off the transmission cooler mounts and everything. Also had to take off the hood latch, but yeah, I got everything off. I've been picking at these wires for a while now. Just going at them, trying not to break any. So far so good, haven't broken any wires. So it should be pretty easy to put back together if I don't break any. I mean, if I do, I'll still have, you know, both ends to tell which ones to connect to which if it breaks free, you know, by the color pattern on them. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now, and hopefully by the end of today I should have this thing up and running, wires redone. Alright everybody, I have officially, after about an hour and a half, got all those wires untangled. Half of them are kind of halfway cleaned up, I would say. You know, I got them wrapped just so they were out the way. And yeah, so this is what I'm left to do. As you can see, they are all, oh, I got some extras here. There we go. I'm still gonna have to go through and clean up a lot of this, but they are all untangled. Pretty much all of them. Yep, every last one of them. Gee, am I happy. Gotta make sure they don't connect or touch to any other wires right now and for the next 1,000 years, if this car lasts that long. So I'm gonna go through and clean up all these wires, then start putting everything back together. And actually, before I put everything back together, I'm gonna do the first test crank, or just to see if I can hear the fuel pump prime, because I did not hear the fuel pump prime before, which is what led to me thinking that the fuel pump went out when it didn't. It was that just an electrical problem that I caused. So yeah, see you guys in a little bit after I start, cleaning up these wires and do the test prime, I should say. Well, alright guys, I officially have it all wired back up. New wiring, all done up by me. And yes, here it is. Put a new fuse in here, right here. That fuse kept popping at first. Also, the ECM fuse, which is right here. Yep. There's a moth on me right now. Get off me. There we go. Okay, so the ECM fuse here, number 10, that's what kept blowing. Right here, which is also connected somehow to my fuel pump and other things. So, the new fuse in there, all the wires hooked up, just trying to fire it up. Okay. I didn't hear the fuel pump. She fired right up. There you go, guys. Turn it off. I do not want the same problem to happen again. But for now, there you go. She's running. About to put this thing back together, and I'll see you guys when I put it back together, I guess. Finally got this thing back running though. I'm really happy right now. Next up is to fix that catalytic converter, or whichever one that's clogged up, and just keep going on from there and get this thing flipped. See you guys in a little bit. Alright, everybody, I have it done. Final thing to do. It's all good. What do you guys think about that? Beautiful. BEA. Beautiful. She's on there. She's running. She just needs cat work done to her. And after that, she'll be all set. Ready to hit the road. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment if you have any questions, or if you feel like I did something wrong, let me know. I can always correct myself, but I won't know I did it wrong if I'm not corrected. So please, leave a comment. It means something. Thanks for watching.